Hello and welcome back to a brand new Carnage Gaming video. Today I'm going to be teaching you all as much as I can about Raze in Valorant. If you enjoyed this video, leave a comment down below so that I can reply to every single one of you. And let's just hop straight into our tips here. We're going to be going over everything with Raze, how to play her, some little sneaky things you can do, and anything in between. I've been playing her since release. Right when the game came out, I bought her first and then have just been maining her non-stop. It's really fun. I know that she is a very strong agent and kind of controversial right now, but I think that if you utilize her correctly, you can work her into a team composition very nicely and end up winning a lot of your games. So first off, we're going to talk about explaining each ability and kind of when to use it, because I see a lot of people just throwing out abilities and not actually timing them at all and just using them. So first off, we're going to be talking about the boom bot. Now this is really used to like clear a lane. This is the best use for it. So let's say you're just holding like C long or something. You can toss this boom bot down, clear the lane, and then go rotate somewhere else because you know there aren't players there. Next, the boom packs. I see a lot of people trying to do damage with these, which just really isn't the most effective way to use them. Using them to boost yourself up to certain spots is so good. Instead of trying to do damage and like time them exactly right when people are walking up, you can just instead boost yourself up to wherever you want to go, and it is so good. You can basically have the jet updraft ability as Raze and get into spots that people would not expect you to be in. Another thing that we are going to talk about is the grenades. We're going to talk a lot in this video about the grenades. You need to use them when you know that someone will likely be in that area, or to hold off a push. So if you know that people are going to be pushing through this area and you want to hold them off, use your grenades then. Or say you know that someone's in this corner, you know someone's going to be coming from this direction, toss a nade down and maybe you can get a free kill out of it. Lastly, the bazooka, the ultimate. You need to use this for a free kill when you know the area that your enemy is in. Be careful though, because high level players will run to cover as soon as they hear that ultimate noise. A lot of players are learning as soon as you hear Raze's ult, you need to get out of there or else you will die. So try and use this for a free kill whenever somebody is stuck, because your bazooka should be a free kill at least every time you use it. Next, we're going to be talking about these grenades a little bit more and how the grenades can be paired with a Sage slow orb for a free kill. This is a great play to do if you have a Sage on your team, say on the map Bind, heading to attacking a site. If you go into showers, you can toss a slow orb, and if somebody gets caught in that slow orb, you can then throw a grenade and they're basically dead. They just can't get out. This can work really anywhere you want as long as there are players that are trying to push there. This can work especially good on defense. If you can get a slow orb down and then a grenade into the room, it is a lot of free kills. It's crazy how well this works because of how slow these people are during this slow orb. Now, the next thing is super important. These tips are probably the most important I'm going to talk about in this video. We're going to go over the best holds on each map. So kind of where you need to be playing if you are a Raze player on these maps to help your team in the most efficient way. A lot of times teams will just kind of run around and play wherever, but there are certain spots that Raze can hold that make it so much easier for your team to win. So first off, we're going to be talking about Bind. The first spot on Bind that is a good place to hold is A Site Heaven. So if you're A Site Heaven, you have a view on mid and a view on showers if you want. This is good because one, you can take shots at both sides, but also you have your grenades. Now with a well-thrown grenade, it can land at mid and do damage to people that are pushing up mid, and also into showers. If you throw a grenade in there, they don't have many places to go. Now this is a great spot for really anybody to hold, but Raze with the grenades and with the boom bots can get there so easily and just get so much damage done to the other team right whenever they start to push. Another spot that you can hold on Bind is B site box watching hookah. So usually I'll stand on top of the box and look into hookah, and holding this angle will give you great throws for free grenade kills whenever the other team does decide to push. You can stand on top of the hookah box, throw grenades in right whenever you see them, take some shots, and then back off, and then just sit back, lob another nade in, and then it holds off the push for a little bit so that your team can rotate and maybe even gets you a free kill. You need to remember you don't have to get kills every time. Even just holding off the other team's push for a little bit is a great way to use those grenades. Next up, the map Haven. C long is a great place for Raze to hold. Raze can solo hold C because of her boom bot. you can send the boombot down the lane and clear C completely. If you look right here, this is how you just do this. You toss it off of the wall and just let it bounce down the lane, and it is a free clear. You can either push through there then, or rotate and go help your teammates. If the bot does find somebody, you can then have teammates rotate over to you, and it is just so helpful. It's instant information without having to peek out and end up dying. It's just so good. You can also hold A site Heaven and wait to throw grenades down onto site while playing on the map Haven. So A site Heaven is a great spot to hold for really anybody. You can have one teammate watch long and then one watch short. And if you are Raze in this A site Heaven position, you can throw grenades onto site or even onto short and long without having to really peek out too far. Personally, I think that the C hold is much more powerful, but the A site hold can also be very good if you have somebody else playing C. Split is a crazy map for Raze, and very important that you listen here, because if you're a Raze player, you can win your entire team games just from doing this one thing. Raze needs to be holding mid if you're playing Split. Right when the round starts, Raze needs to throw a grenade to the right side to stop the mid push and maybe get a free kill. Mid control on Split is super important, so if you can throw these grenades to stop that push and maybe even get a free kill, this can be so good. This grenade lineup is super easy. You just bounce it off of this wall, and it is literally bouncing right in to where they are going to be running from, so you can get that free kill, at least stop the push. Then you can send boombots in to get the information. Basically, I use all of my abilities pretty early while holding mid, just because a lot of the mid pushes come super fast, super early. So even if you don't hear anybody, still toss that nade, hope for the best, back off, hold the site. If you can hold mid, you will be doing so well. Also, if you get smoked off in any of these positions, you need to play it correctly. You can still help your team even if you are smoked off. So for instance, on mid on Split, if you get smoked off, you need to throw a boombot down. That can scout out, figure out if there are people there, and then you can play off of that. Now, you will get smoked off a lot in these positions, especially whenever teams figure out how powerful Raze can be. While smoked, try to throw grenades where you predict enemies to be so that you can still help your team. This will also frustrate the other team because it seems like there's no way to stop you. If you're completely smoked off and still killing them, they're going to not know how to stop you, and they're going to have to frustrate and try and figure out something crazy to do in order to end up stopping your holds. Now, Raze, I know, is an easy agent to play, but she is very hard to master. Learning how to time your grenades to go off right whenever the other team pushes is essential to becoming a high-level Raze player. If you learn exactly the timings of these things and exactly know whenever the other team is going to be pushing out, you can help your team so much, especially while defending. Raze on defense is absolutely insane for a couple free kills and stopping the pushes. Another huge important thing to remember is you need to listen to your team's callouts. If you listen to their callouts and know exactly where the other team is pushing, you're able to get there in time, throw your grenades out. Remember, the grenades can even be thrown like straight into the air and let the little ripple effects, the other small grenades, bounce right down onto the entire enemy team. This is great for really any place. Just figure out the timing of when these grenades explode and try and use them to hold off enemies. Do whatever you can. Also, I suggest just playing games and trying new stuff out if you do want to get better. Don't get caught up doing the same thing over and over again just because it works sometimes. Try to keep evolving your gameplay to get better. If you do the same thing over and over again, it might work, but also then when new things happen and you're able to do something new, it's not going to be as easy for you because you're going to want to keep doing what you're doing. Also, there might be a Raze nerf incoming just because of how the community has been reacting to it, so if there is, you need to learn how to adapt to that and take those changes and still be able to main her. Personally, even if she gets nerfed, I'm still going to be playing her because of how fun of a character she is. Now, even if the nerf does happen, this video can still help you out a lot. Let me know in the comment section down below if you think she should be nerfed or not. I still don't exactly know. I've heard a lot of people's opinions. Summit and Shroud were talking about it the other day, and I'm not sure. We haven't seen the high-level gameplay, but also she is pretty powerful compared to the other agents. Guys, I upload daily Valorant content, and if you made it to the end, feel free to drop a sub real quick so that you can keep up with all of these tips and tricks, guides, Everything super helpful in Valorant that is coming out will be right here on this channel. I appreciate you all so much for watching to the end. Thank you very, very much. And I will see you in the next video. Peace.
We deserve it, we put the work in. We came together like a Sunday service. Patiently waiting, it made me nervous. I got demons and servants, they steady lurking. Mama told me I had greater purpose. Ever since I was little, I wasn't certain. I got to searching and I found it worth it. Look at my life. Look at my life. Feel my pain.